Yellow, yellow. Greetings, friends. It's Josh.
And Ryan.
Wait a second. It's not Ryan.
And Carlos.
I don't know a Carlos. I don't know that I've ever met a Carlos.
Wow, you need to get out more.
I guess so.
Hi, I'm Carlos. No, it's Matt. We pulled one over on you. You should have seen your faces, guys. I saw it.
Matt's back. Congratulations. It's just the two of us
Well, they
tonight.
don't even know who I am.
That's
so,
true. That's true.
yeah.
It's been a while since Matt's been on.
83 years. I don't know what that meme is. I don't know what the exact number is.
Yeah, something like that.
Titanic.
Yeah, the Titanic thing.
That's what you get, guys. References.
References.
You're gonna
Lots
get
of
some
references
tonight.
Well, welcome to the Dead Tired Dads podcast, the podcast for gamers who don't have time to game. And
Amen.
Matt and I are here. We keep talking about getting the four of us together, and every single time something comes up. So
It's weird where like I finally respond to the chat and they're like, "Oh, I gotta wash my hair tonight, guys. Sorry." Oh, Matt's there.
darn. But anyway,
I showered tonight this time.
that's good.
So,
It's
yeah.
nice to be fresh and clean.
Yeah.
I feel fresh and clean.
So fresh and so clean.
So
Reference. Hey, noob. Oh, sorry. We don't want to get
we're not gonna
Sued.
we're not getting any copyright strikes on this one. So I got a story. My son loves Luigi. He's a big fan of Luigi's Mansion. He likes watching Luigi's Mansion.
nice.
And so he has, and we obviously have tons and tons of like Mario stuffed animal things anyway, but he's had a Luigi like stuffed thing for a long time that he just loves. And he kept talking, like there was one day a couple weeks ago where he just started talking about getting a backpack for Luigi.
I love
he
this.
he wanted a backpack for Luigi. And he was gonna have a vacuum too. So he was convinced that he was going to get a vacuum for Luigi. So much so, and then he started talking about it like it was something that he knew that existed.
He was
convinced. He was convinced that there was this Luigi.
I love that. You know,
with
your
a
son is
backpack.
so young, but he's already read The Secret, and he's, you know, what do you call it? The board you.
Right, I don't know, but
Yeah.
yes, that thing where he's just speaking this thing into,
He's speaking it to existence.
He
I'm getting a
literally,
backpack.
he was literally just like, no, there's this thing, there's this Luigi with a backpack and a vacuum, and I'm gonna get it. Like I am going to get that thing, and I was like,
That's amazing.
how does he even like have the concept of like I have no idea, because it's not like he doesn't see like they don't
Right.
advertise. Those kind of stuffed
It's
animal
like,
type
like,
things.
if you're really good, we'll get you a backpack for your Luigi.
Right.
No, I'm getting this. This is mine.
So but sure enough, like we looked it up and there is a Luigi from Luigi's Mansion with the vacuum cleaner, the
Makes
backpack,
sense.
the whole thing, which obviously totally makes sense. But he didn't know that as far as like where did he see this? It just blew my mind.
He's learned to Google already. He's got it.
He was just absolutely convinced that this was a thing that he could get and that he was going to have it. Like, and he was like, "Buy that for me, Dad. Buy that for
Purchase
me."
this.
Like, he's like, "Kid, what is your problem? What is your deal?"
Did he also say you can get it now from Target for 30% off of this coupon I found?
That probably would have been better. We did end up. We've been struggling.
Man. Nintendo stuff. It's licensed. It's got to be.
Oh no, it was like $25
Yeah,
for like this
of
really
course.
small,
Of course.
like stuffed thing. But it was one of those things where it's like, okay, like what can we do? Like what can we incentivize to like, okay, like if you do this, you can get the Luigi with the backpack. But again, I am still like boggled. Like it blew my mind that he was just like, yeah, that's a thing that exists. I know it does, and you will buy it for me. And
This must be like, we haven't noticed this, but maybe he's, you're playing it on the Nintendo and they're sneaking in ads.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
at
maybe.
the very top there's a banner that says buy this plush.
right,
and you
yeah,
just
no,
missed
it's not even it's like the
In-game.
old like Disney trick where they just flash
Yeah,
something up on the
yeah.
screen really quickly, like for half a frame. You know?
Congratulations, you finished the quest. Buy this. All right, now let's move on to the next one. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's possible that he saw it in a like some streamer had it
I was about
like
to
on,
say.
on like a Luigi's Mansion.
My kids are obsessed with like YouTube Kids,
Yeah.
and so I bet it would have come up. On something
That's
like
possible.
That. Yeah.
But we monitor that stuff pretty closely. I don't know. It just blew my mind. But we did end up buying it and found a way to incentivize it so that
Nice.
he we're in the midst of lots of transitions for him. So potty training and
man.
so and also getting rid of his pacifier,
I feel
which
like with a
is
boy
a little
too,
bit.
I remember having we both have a girl and a boy, and same thing, girl first, boy, right? So,
Yeah.
But what's wild is the girl was so easy to me, and like it took no time at all. But the boy, I feel like we're never gonna be done potty training. It's like we get to these marks, we're like, okay, great. Well, yeah, our daughter was already potty trained by this point. He'll get okay. He's starting to figure it out. Now he's in school. He's fine. But every once in a while,
Yeah.
we'll have a little bit of regression with boys.
Yeah.
So it's
Well,
kinda weird.
I feel like we had that with our daughter too. But I mean, I don't know. It's been
Just glad to be out of that stage.
he's been
Pray for you.
he's been a challenge. He has been a challenge. I'll say that. But he's girls and boys are just, and we may have talked about this before, but so Ryan and Daniel are both, they just have boys. Like they are straight boy dads.
It tracks, doesn't it?
So it's just so like having a girl versus having a boy is such a challenge and so different. But especially as like, and then as a gamer, it's a different kind of thing too. Like, cause she's all into the princess stuff, but she also loves Mario, and like she loves like Samus and and Zelda and all that kind of stuff too. But she's so drawn to the more frilly girly side of things. But like, and my boy is just wild about everything and just
Everything is wild, yeah.
yeah, he's just absolutely insane. So
Like that's where they created the minions from, I'm pretty sure. Like this is what all boys act like. Just make fart noises and scream and yell and run around. Like
that's pretty much it. There was
basically a 3-year-old. A
there
toddler.
was some video that M showed me the other day. That it was like this little girl with a sparkler, and she was like twirling it around, and it was just like making really pretty stuff. And then this little boy just comes running through the background with one and is yelling, "Somebody gave me fire!" Oh, it was absolutely hilarious, and like that.
You could tell me that was a 3-year-old, and you could tell me that was a 30-year-old, and I would believe it.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
I don't think that ever goes away.
So I mean, like that, and that really does encapsulate the difference between between the girls and the boys when it comes to like raising kids. It's just like, yeah, no, that's 100% it. So
I need to see this video.
I can't imagine having all boys like that. Like
I don't know.
I feel like that's just mass chaos.
Probably a lot of testosterone, a lot of challenges, a lot of but emotions are different, right? So
Right.
yeah, we're into that right now with our daughter. She's in hitting a certain age and a lot more emotions than what we're used to. So having to navigate those emotions versus a boy who's just whatever, he just lets it roll off. And keeps
See, our daughter has always been like hyper
see,
emotional. Like it's
we're
always
just
been
now
like
getting there. So
like it's always like that. I don't super anxious too about everything. So anyway, we'll stop talking out of turn there.
One thing you mentioned, just a side note, like you brought up, these Nintendo plush and how expensive they are. This shocked me. So, my wife, I love her to death. Hi, Rachel. You're not listening to this anyway, but it's funny.
Why
She's
isn't
gonna
she
Why
listening?
Did you talk about me? Why did you say this? So, but she just out of nowhere, she also suffers from anxiety and things. But she's like, I really want a Squishmallow. You guys seen these that's like a branded Squishmallow?
Yes, absolutely.
There's all kinds of plush out there, but these are the ones that everyone's like. And I didn't realize how much like Beanie Babies they had become. Like, I didn't understand. Like, to me, I go to Kroger and I see them in the discount section for $3. I'm like,
Right.
okay, they're everywhere or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But no. There is some serious collectors out there of Squishmallows.
Are you kidding me?
No. My wife was like, I want to find one. It's like, okay, that's kind of cute. I get it. You're gonna have it in bed with you, and you can snuggle with it. And I'm like, okay, it just seems.
No, this is a $500 thing.
Yeah. So she's like looking it up, and I'm helping her, like, let's find a fun one, and there's all kinds of cool things. There's different versions, and as you fill out, like Target has exclusives. Okay, Walgreens has okay, like all these have, but then there's like rare ones that they only made 100 of, and you can buy them on eBay.
What?
And it's Beanie Babies 100%. Like, it's got the tag, so now it's thousands of dollars. I'm like,
Oh my
who is paying
goodness.
thousands of dollars for this generic looking, like, it blew my mind. So,
Well, it's like
if you didn't know, Squishmallows have a Beanie Baby following.
Well, it's like the Pops too, right? Like all those kind of collectible things like that.
Yeah,
It's
I
I don't get
understand.
it. Like I get collecting things. Believe me, I understand collecting.
Oh, we
things.
grew up in the 90s, right? So
Yeah.
we know all about everything. Was
Yeah.
like everything was collectible.
Things that are squishy and things that you should be playing with. I guess I don't know.
Well,
know.
it all comes back to, like, really all that stuff is only as valuable as someone puts worth towards it.
Yeah,
right?
no,
So that means there's
absolutely.
just that many fans, and like someone decided somewhere along the way, I'm going to make money off of this, and then it grew into what it is.
Yeah,
And so
no, that is very true.
that is wild. It's wild
So-
to think about. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah. Anyway,
Squishmallows, who knew?
Squishmallows.
If you got them, see how much they're worth. Don't just let your dog chew on it.
Yeah, for real. Put that thing on eBay. So this is it's the end of September, believe it or not.
Gotta
And-
wake up Green Day.
Yeah, right, right. Someone go find Billy Joe Armstrong. Make sure he's awake.
It's not Green Day. Who was that?
Oh, that was Green
Okay,
Day.
just
Yeah,
make sure.
yeah. You're right.
Okay,
you're good.
Good.
American Idiot album. Yeah, it's the end of September, which means it's time for the news of September. And so lots of gaming news. Today, when this episode comes out, actually, is the first day that the new Zelda Echoes of Wisdom has come out, apparently. I was thinking it was next week. I was wrong, and so now I'm really disappointed in myself for not getting my pre-order in. So someone...
It seemed really fast, though, didn't it?
I
I feel like from the time it was announced to being released, it's like, wait, it's out. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Kinda shocking.
I just kind of lost track of time, and
I put everything like that in November for some reason. Like, it just seems like, oh, okay, it was announced, or okay, that's probably November or something.
yeah,
Near
right.
Christmas, right? Time for
So,
release.
so that just came out, and that's exciting for Zelda fans. It looks like it could be a fun game, good romp, kind of in that 3D overhead style of some of the classic Zelda games. First time you're getting to play as Zelda in a traditional Zelda game, so I haven't had a chance to touch it at all yet or anything, but I'm probably buy it, probably pick it up.
Yeah, definitely try it. I was just talking to Josh how much. So I'm unique. I've loved every Zelda game. Something about the new ones that everyone absolutely loves, the open world stuff. I think it's just my old age, but like I've gotten to the point now where those games I used to absolutely love, like the whole idea of exploring a giant world that's built. And I don't know if it's like my attention span, my time, or what it is, but those games just they're painful now. And so like I never finished the new Zelda either one. I have them, I've owned them, and I haven't finished either.
I
one
think
of them.
I still have your version from the Wii U.
You probably
actually.
do. I got close to beating that one, and I don't know what it is. Like there was some other game I was super excited to play, and it was so open world, which again I used to think were my favorite games. And something clicked in me, and now I'm just like, oh, I don't have the time to figure out where this is. Just show me. Just let me look it up. I don't want to have to explore. I don't care about the world anymore. Just give me my points, right? But this is more of that style of like Link to the Past. I feel like the overhead solving puzzles, which I really like. So I'm excited. And like you said, first time you get to play as Zelda.
Yeah, well, and
in this way.
I think that there's an option to play as Link too. I haven't. It's one of those things where I tried to avoid looking too much up about it because I don't want to ruin anything.
To the point I didn't know either that it came out. Oh, it's out. That's when I found out. I was like, oh, great. I did see something like there's like a mode where I think you still. I mean, I don't know. I haven't played it, but there's some version where you can still use a sword and stuff, but it's like you have to switch over and back. So
gotcha.
Maybe it just added that in there.
It'll be good. I think it'll be a good game.
Absolutely.
I don't see how it can be bad. The only bad Zelda game would be the one that we talked about in the last couple of episodes.
I hated that I was not here for that because the whole time I was listening to that podcast, I was like, I played that. I had my hands on it in the 90s. I had my hands. So that commercial came on all the time, and it was like I'd be waking up at 12 a.m. for some reason, and that commercial would be on our satellite.
Oh my god!
I finally got the chance to play it as a kid in a service merchandise, which I don't know if anyone knows what that is.
I have no idea.
It's like a Sears. It's like
okay.
It was a real popular thing back then in the night. Not popular, but in our town, in our little town in Tennessee, it was a big like a Sears. And so you could go in and they would have all the toys for Christmas. That's where I bought my Virtual Boy, actually.
Nice.
So before it went out of business. And but I got to play that. Was it
the wand?
Panasonic? What was it called?
Yeah, it was the Panasonic CDI.
Yes, yeah. And so I think it could do movies and games. It did like this little weird.
Okay.
I can't remember now.
Yeah,
but
it's one of those systems that I've always wanted, but I've never been able to find.
Oh, the commercial made it look so cool. I bet if it's probably on YouTube.
I'm sure.
It's so campy, but when you're a kid, you're like, this is the coolest video game system ever. Like, I can't wait to try it. But no, it's as bad as it looks.
Yeah, no, it's nightmare fuel.
It's bad.
So anyway, new Zelda comes out, is out now. So looking forward to picking that one up. So let's see, what else have we got? Oh, something that I didn't realize that we should have covered in August, in the August news episode that we didn't because, again, I just didn't realize it. It has been 15 years as of August 2024 since the first Batman Arkham Asylum game came out.
Wow, no.
No. And
Your math has got to be wrong.
That's one of those things where like that doesn't feel like it's been that long, but it also feels like that's way forever ago. Because in video game world,
right,
like 15 years is like, ancient history. But no, Arkham Asylum came out 15 years ago, and
wow,
yeah, I just think that's incredible, because there's so much about that game that is just stuff is in that game that we just take for granted to be in games now. Like,
right, yeah, it was like one of the first to do a lot of the things it did, and now people are copying that.
Like as you go through the game, like Batman's suit gets more damage.
One up against all the new ones. I mean, I think the original's probably better. I mean, they're all good, but like that first one was just incredible. So,
and I've just got a list of kind of also like the free flow combat system. The way that they kind of structured that was like. That is the way to do combat in video games now, or like in those kinds of games. Like, so it was taken from, by Spider-Man, and I think Assassin's Creed borrowed a lot of it as well in their later games.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, they really did. And I like how, so you're playing Batman, right? Like, you're not you're Batman. And so I like how it still makes you feel powerful, but at the same time, you do have to, like, strategize, think, like, who am I going after first? How do I block this? Like it, but it still makes you feel like, powerful. You don't feel like you suck.
Yeah, well, right. You've got the detective, like, you've got the two different kinds of combat situations that you find yourself in, the stealth mode and the thing about it with the stealth mode, the way that they did it in the Arkham games, and I've talked about before about how much I love the Arkham games, and how great I think they are. But the way that they do the stealth mode in Arkham Asylum doesn't feel annoying. Like, there are some games that like force you to do stealth stuff.
I can't do stealth games. No, I can't stand those. That's why Metal Gear, forget it. I need a gun. I need to run in, guns blazing, but the stealth does feel that way.
Right. The stealth doesn't feel annoying. Like, it's still, you're just strategizing, and I think it's cool. But that also leads me to a quick point that I feel like needs to be made here. The Arkham games are actually Metroidvanias.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
I don't know that I've ever, I don't know when I put this together, but
I could see that. Yeah, because that's exactly right. You get stronger power ups. You go back to visit other levels. Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally just an updated version of a Metroid game where
Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
I want to try this.
Where it's
Someone should just reskin Metroid Prime with Batman over it.
Absolutely.
I would play that. I don't know how you roll into the ball, how that would make sense, but
that would be weird. Little bat ears on the ball
Someone's
with a cape flowing behind it.
Have done this, right? Like there's gonna be a video.
But no, like you start off the game, you've lost all of your equipment. You've got to go through and regather it up, and then you got to come back and like
drop down from your bat copter.
Right, and you have to go through each place multiple times to after you get your equipment. There's more stuff you can do there. So anyway, I thought that was an interesting take on that.
It's like a love letter to the cartoon, right?
Oh yeah,
like the original voices.
Yeah, absolutely,
so good,
absolutely.
Mark Hamill.
So yeah, that's. I mean, I just think that's a pretty incredible thing. And one thing I don't think I ever realized is that, this is just in this list of things that that was kind of new about, quote unquote, new about Arkham Asylum when Batman actually grows a beard over the course of the game. Like as you progress, like he actually he gets a little stubble on his face, which is kind of like those kinds of attention to detail things, like that you just didn't have in previous games. I don't think.
Right.
And maybe I'm wrong, but I don't feel like that was a thing. So.
Well, speaking of Batman, I don't know if you saw this. I know, Josh, you've got the. What's it called? The Meta. I don't know if you've got the Quest.
The Quest. Yeah, Quest 2. Yep.
So did you see the 3's coming out?
Yes.
Did you see the bundle?
No. Is it bundled with the new Batman?
Yes, it is.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So you brought up Batman. I had to mention this too. So it launches with an amazing price too. It's $300, which is the same price as the Quest 2.
Nice.
So same price, better technology, and it does come with that new Batman game. So I just want to bring that. If you guys are like on the fence, like this VR stuff, I don't know, is it where it needs to be? I kind of think it's in a really good place right now but I don't know. Like I'm for my job, I'm in the entertainment industry, and in that sector, like no one's really done it well on that scale. But for home use, I feel like it's just getting more and more advanced in the things you can do with it. So I'd be curious to do a Batman game in VR. I feel like that would be the game you'd want to do.
Absolutely. The only thing that I like, even with it's still for me the motion sickness stuff with games that I have to move. Games when I have to move around, the motion sickness kills me. I like, we have the Quest, we have 2 of them so that Em and I can both play. So we'll play golf together, mini golf, and I can do that. But I've tried playing there was a Myst. I think I talked about this. I got Myst on the Quest,
which is awesome.
Thinking that I was like, I've always wanted to play Myst, but I've never really had the opportunity. And I was like trying to play it on the Quest, and I was just like, I can't. This is making me sick. I can't do this. Yeah, it's incredibly disappointing.
I've heard from people though that's that same thing. Like it just really.
But no, the Quest 3, from what I've seen, is pretty amazing, and there's a lot of cool stuff that they've done with that. Augmented reality, and
that's really what I want to see. I want to see augmented reality versus virtual. I really want to see that take off. Which in the industry it is, but home use that's probably kind of harder to do.
Yeah. Well, they've got. I know one of the things that they launched with. I think the Quest 3 actually came out last year, so this bundle might be just a new bundle with the new Batman game.
Yeah, I think so.
But when it came out last year, they showed
it's
a thing.
Quest 3S, I think.
So okay. So it's an upgrade of some sort. Gotcha. Yeah. So when the Quest 3 first came out, it had a thing where someone was just looking at a table and piano keys were laid out on the table and they could play with their finger, so that's cool stuff. But so I mean the stuff's getting there. Like I said, I don't know how you overcome the motion sickness other than just
I think the augmented is the way to do that.
Put people in it, from very early ages so that they get their, it's just normal. Because I remember people, when I was playing Nintendo 64, people complaining about getting headaches playing that, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. Not being able to see things and not being able to move. And I was like, you're nuts. This is easy.
I feel like the games I've played, I haven't had that movement. I've just had almost like you teleport instead of move. So maybe that kind of helps.
Yeah.
But I guess it's all up to the game, right? I'm curious how Batman will do it. I'm curious how that game works. I think it's supposed to be exclusive. The game is exclusive to the 3S that's coming out.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
maybe it's like a certain version or
Yeah.
something. All I read was like you're against the Rat King. So
Yeah, I remember. I remember when they announced that and kind of seeing a little bit about it, and I realized that it was. I didn't know that it was going to be on a new 3,
Yeah.
on a 3S or
Yeah.
whatever.
3 it's a bundle, and it comes with some other games, but that was like the big one, right?
Yeah.
So, oh, you're gonna get this with it bundled with it.
That's awesome, though. I would want to. I would want to at least try it, right?
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I'm curious.
something a little bit less not gamey, but near and dear to my heart in the realm of if you can't hold it, you don't own it. Apparently, the first half of music sales in 2024 was CD revenue triples digital album sales
Wow.
for the first 6 months of 2024. So
How long has that been? Is that been an ongoing thing, or is this like a new?
I think that's a pretty new thing. Like, I think that digital
Yeah.
sales has been kind of the big thing.
Well, I'm thinking like, when's the last time does anyone buy digital? I mean, I'm sure there are people that are, but like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't buy anything. I stream music all
Right?
the time.
No,
now,
yeah,
so,
no.
like, I
Well,
wanna hear this.
part of me kind of wonders, like,
Right.
is that kind of the thing that, well, like, people are just streaming stuff, so they're not
Right.
buying anything digitally? Because why would you buy anything digitally when you're just going to pay
Yeah.
the subscription to stream it?
Yeah, I already pay for Spotify or Apple Music, and it's there on day one release, and you can listen to it.
So
and
if the people who are actually buying music are going to be wanting to have something that they can
right,
that they can hold.
I'm thinking like concerts, right? If I go to
Right.
a concert, I'm going to buy an album, and I want
Yeah.
to sign it. And I want,
Absolutely.
so I could see that.
Yeah, yeah, but and I wonder about how much how like vinyl kind of plays into that too.
Yeah,
like,
I could see that too.
But like that, this is strictly CD sales. CD sales tripled that of digital.
Not even like just slightly above,
right,
but
tripled. Now, granted, like we were saying, like
Yeah, they
maybe
can't factor in subscriptions.
maybe
and-
they're the streaming stuff is so, but still, I think that that's pretty cool. I think that that's exciting for a good thing for physical media.
I wonder how that compares with video games. Like, what's the digital versus physical?
Oh God,
I'm
I can't.
curious. We got to find that out.
Yeah, we'd have to do some
We'll
research
ask
on
our
that.
research team for that.
Yeah, they'll have to. That will have to be something for another day.
That'd be Josh like crying on the next podcast. So maybe we don't.
No one buys physical games anymore.
I don't know. I'm with you too. Like, I would rather have the physical copy anytime than a digital. So I think. I mean, I haven't like asked like, hey, would you rather do this or this or this? I understand the convenience for some people, like just being able to download something day one versus going and picking it up. But there's always going to be something to say about having something physical in your hand. And
Yeah, for sure. Well, and part of we've talked about this the last few episodes, but like I think with the way that games are made anymore, like it almost doesn't matter if you have a physical copy because it's going to you're going to put it into your console. It's going to have to download an update. And at some point, like all of these systems are just going to be bricks. Like
Right.
it doesn't matter.
Right.
Like
Right.
nothing. Like
you can't access it anymore.
yeah, you won't be able to access it.
Well, did you see? It's funny you said this because I saw this too, and I wasn't even going to bring it up till you brought this up. But recently, I mean, like as in the last couple of days, California just passed a law, or it's trying to pass a law that's forcing digital stores to admit that they're just licensing and you're not buying it. So now they're not saying you're buying this,
What?
you are licensing this because all of the stuff in the back end that says, well, we can take this away at any time. So now in California,
Oh man,
they are forcing to say you can license this but you don't own it.
wow,
Isn't that wild?
that is wild. I don't usually agree with things that California does. Like I'm not usually a big fan of California, but that like I'm down for that because it's true. It's
Yeah.
true. You're not you're paying $60 to rent the game from them until they decide you don't own it anymore.
That's what it is. It says it comes into effect next year. They are banned from using the terms buy or purchase.
Huh.
It has
Go
to
figure.
say you're getting a license that can be revoked.
Yeah, which is 100%
That's what
true.
it is. So,
That's
yeah,
100%
you're
true. Man, but And again, but that could eventually become the thing with even physical media because they can revoke your download.
Yeah,
and say,
imagine, not even that. Like
update.
when it gets to the point where, what if they send an update to your console that bricks it?
Yeah.
Like, or they make it okay, I'll just take it offline. Okay, well now you can't play without being online.
Yeah.
Right. So now
No.
they basically own.
That's
where you don't want to go.
It's a really dangerous situation that we find ourselves in right now, which is why retro consoles are so important and so good. Getting into things we've talked about many times over the last several months.
You have a point, man. I know. There's something to this, right?
No,
I'm paying attention.
Yeah, if you're watching what's going on, you'll see what's happening. It's all around us.
It's all about money.
Speaking of money and being all about money, Sony has announced the PlayStation 5 Pro, which everyone should be really excited about for some reason. I
saw the news, but I don't know. I remember the price was high, right? But what's the difference? Is this isn't like a new console? This is like a slight upgrade, I'm guessing?
Yeah, I have no idea, to be honest with you. I didn't look into it because...
I feel like the PS5 just came out.
I don't what does the PS5 have on it? Like, what game is out there that,
exclusives,
that's
right?
just like, I must have this... And the only thing, the only game that comes to mind is Spider-Man. Is Spider-Man 2. Like, that's the only one that I can think of. Now, there are... There's a couple. I guess there are a couple games that look kind of cute and fun, but
I think don't they rely so much more on like their giant collection of other games that have done so well in the past? Like, they're not really.
But nothing is coming out.
Stuff is like, oh yeah, I love this game. I guess I'll play it again on the PS5.
Yeah, like let's remaster this game. And don't get me wrong. I know Nintendo is notorious for doing that kind of stuff too.
No, never.
But I don't know. Like. I just nothing on the PlayStation 5 that is just like I'm just like, oh man, I gotta get a PS5 so I can play that. Anyway,
I can't argue with that. I don't have one, so
but
I don't
right. Why would you want one?
Tempted to go out and say I really want one of these.
So the price point on this thing is $700. $700.
Hard sell.
Now again, getting into the weeds on things, like this is a console that in 10 years will be completely worthless because you will not be able to play any games on it because everything will have to have been uploaded. You won't be able to download the updates for it. Like, it's not going to be a lasting system. It's not going to be a lasting console. Now, I just $700. I cannot fathom.
That's unless they do something like I'm gonna bundle it with like 10 original Sony games,
right?
Even like 4 or 5 to I don't know. That seems really
it's such
high.
a steep.
It's funny I say that though, but like when I hear that for a gaming computer, I'm like, man, that's super cheap, right? Like that's dirt cheap. But
for a gaming computer, that's
that's nothing.
Right, but also for a gaming computer. You're going you can update that yourself at any point in time, and your Steam
to every other game in the world plus
your Steam library will carry along with it.
Right.
Even if you granted Steam is all digital.
There's some DRM things going on right now with Steam, so I don't know.
But anyway, now one thing that I do find as a positive about this, they did announce a PlayStation 1 throwback version of this PlayStation Pro thing that is only, I think it's $50 more, so it's $750 for the PlayStation Anniversary version. But that thing actually looks really slick. Does it play
Street Fighter the movie though?
Street Fighter the movie, the game.
Don't forget that part. That's important.
I don't remember if I mentioned this or not.
Street Fighter the movie, the game.
I don't think I mentioned this on the podcast, but when I was in Alabama last visiting my family, I talked about going to the game exchange down there and how it was a different experience. They did in fact have Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
That's my jam.
They had it there at that game exchange. I don't know that I mentioned that on the podcast, so I'm going to mention it here. So no, I don't think that would play on the PlayStation 5. We need to
do a Let's Play, and we need to play all these games we talk about. We need to stream us playing.
Hey,
the movie, the game.
If someone would just sponsor us so that I could sit around and play video games all day, I would.
Right?
I would start streaming right now.
And me both. Let's go.
And let's do it.
But anyway, here first. If you pay us, you can watch us.
If you want more content from the Dead Tired Dads,
like Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, I think that the 30th anniversary thing is pretty cool. I'm not paying $750 for it. I can't justify that.
I can't speak to that. I have to see. Again, like I said, like I wouldn't bat an eye if I was building a new gaming computer. In fact, I would expect to spend more than that. But at the same time, this isn't that. It doesn't have all the accessibility and features, and so I don't know.
Yeah, it's wild.
We need to talk to people who are actually big fans. Maybe I don't know.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know anyone that's a huge Sony fan anymore. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, who's just like absolutely in love with what Sony puts out?
I think it's almost though like, okay, so it's between Sony and Xbox and Nintendo. Well, yeah, everyone has a Nintendo, even Xbox and Sony people. Like everyone has a Switch, right? Like it's just what you do. But Xbox isn't doing much either. So like between the two, you're like, I guess Sony sells more than Xboxes do. I don't really know. But they all have the same stuff.
I have an Xbox because the Xbox is backwards compatible.
Right.
Right.
And the price point makes a lot more sense.
Right.
So like
but anyway, I don't know. It's crazy. Kind of shifting gears here. I've heard about this on a random Facebook video. But there is actually a new Nintendo Entertainment System game that has come out. And this actually happens kind of every now and then. Some retro game person will like develop a game that will work on the NES.
Right.
That's the original Nintendo out there for those of you who are uncultured. The original gray box Nintendo is the NES. So there is a new game that has come out on the Nintendo, or for the Nintendo. It was a Kickstarter thing called Super Tilt Brothers. And this is a very interesting thing because it's a game, it's basically kind of like Super Smash Brothers from my understanding, but it has on the chipboard has a Wi-Fi chip on it.
Wild.
So that the game itself can actually, you can connect to the internet.
How in the world does that even
You
work?
can connect to the internet on using this game and play other people online on the NES.
My brain can't comprehend that.
I know, right? It's like, it just absolutely, yeah. I don't know what else to say to that.
Right.
Other like.
I'm even trying to figure out in my head, like, how would that even... I mean, they have to connect. Like, I can't figure that out.
It connects to the internet, connects to a network.
And it's built into the cartridge.
It's built into the cartridge. The Wi-Fi is built into the cartridge. Rather than plugging into... having to plug your console into the thing, you just work over Wi-Fi through the cartridge.
That's wild that someone could figure that, reverse engineer that. That's impressive alone.
Right.
You know, the game sucked. I'm like... this is awesome. This is amazing.
Well, I mean, and you just think about like what that could mean, like for like I'm just kind of like thinking like what does that mean for like retro gaming in the future? Like what could you do with that? And also like the fact that someone has been able to figure that out. Like, could you? I don't know. Like, I don't know what you could do with that. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's stupid and lame, and it's not really.
I think
like,
you run into the issue of like you can't get your hands on a Nintendo console without, now you're paying $700 for a Nintendo console. Josh's like, I'll do that, but not the PlayStation 5
Well,
Pro.
right, because it's a known commodity, right?
Right, yeah.
That thing will last for forever. At least 40 more years.
I'm playing a new game. What is it? Oh, it's for the NES. Wait, what? New game?
Right, but anyway, that was just something that came out that I thought was really cool.
Well, speaking of retro games, I got a fun one for you.
Okay.
That you might like.
Hit me.
Hit you. All right. Bam. So I just saw this one today. I don't know how new it is, but in Italy, in Italy, they found 12,000 fake Atari 2600s, SNESs, and Sega Genesis. And so they were consoles, but they had an emulator built in. Have you seen these at the malls and stuff, right? Like all these. But they found it was over $52 million worth of fake consoles that they were selling.
As like the originals?
They were selling it as like, this is original, and it's like modded like the case.
Yeah.
Just like Nintendo came out with those retro ones that had games built in. But these were fake, but they just put ROMs and charged full price for it. And so I just thought that was crazy. They seized 12,000 of them, and that is $52 million worth. And they're just going to destroy them all. It was like 9 people that found this ring doing it. I just thought it was funny that it was in Italy. So it just goes to show you, like, you can't mess with Mario's hometown.
Yeah, right.
But that's the problem. You came after the plumber in the wrong place.
Right.
Even though it's Brooklyn, but it's fine. Don't worry.
That's really funny.
So, but yeah,
wow.
In Italy, 12,000.
12,000.
They're just gonna destroy him.
Yeah.
These consoles.
Well, I mean, yeah. So more retro news that I found today as well. There is a gentleman in California who had posted a game on eBay, an NES game, put it on eBay for a buy it now price of $17,000.
Okay.
And
sure of himself.
He almost immediately someone hit the buy it now button. Someone else contacted him and was like, "Hey, I'll give you $30,000 for it."
What?
Yeah. So turns out it was one of the first runs of the original Zelda, unopened.
Oh wow.
So so this guy had this thing in his family for years, was gonna sell it for $17,000.
Which is alone impressive,
which is a ton of money.
Yeah.
This thing is looking like it's probably going to go for $700,000.
Oh my god!
Like $700,000.
What do nerds with money do?
Right?
Like
but like
you got it.
God, can you imagine though? Like just having something like that and like thinking, oh yeah, I'll make a quick, I can easily make, nearly a year's worth. Of income by selling this, and then I'll be set, and then turn around and go, oh no, I'm going to set myself up for life with this one thing.
I'm still like mind blown that someone is spending that much money on, like, that's great, that's cool. You're a collector, you like what you like, but man, that's a lot of dough for that.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like I just thought that was. I mean, that's life-changing for that guy. So
100%.
Congrats to him.
Yeah.
Like, congrats to that guy. And whoever is willing to spend $700,000 on that unopened copy of The Legend of Zelda.
Seal that bad boy up, put it in a safe. Don't see sunlight.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that the guy who owns it has now sent it off to be graded
right.
And it's probably got a mint grade on it or whatever. And
man, think of that person though those years ago who thought, I'm gonna save this copy. Let's see what happens.
I'm just gonna not open this and not like. And who was doing that back in 1985?
Exactly.
Like who on earth?
And my thought goes to: did they actually do it then, or was it like they happened to find it in the '90s from like a Camelot music store that closed down and like, yeah, I'll buy that. Maybe it'll be wrong. I forget about it.
I don't remember from like the article that I was reading, but I feel like it was like from like someone like they literally bought it and just didn't open it and like. Huh. And I don't know.
Because he'd be like, so I got it for their birthdays. Like, I don't play these games. This is stupid.
Yeah.
I just held on to.
I don't know.
That'd be even more amazing. I want to know the story. This needs to be like, we need a documentary.
Someone should.
Figure out what's
Someone
going on.
really should.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that does it for kind of retro stuff. Interesting, more modern stuff, but kind of dealing with retro type things. I found this the other day. There's an 88-year-old woman called the Skyrim Grandma.
Yeah, I know Skyrim.
I have not heard of this woman.
What?
No.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't play Skyrim,
retiring.
but she's retiring.
Yeah.
So
sad.
the Skyrim Grandma is retiring because she's just like, she's not having fun anymore.
Yeah, well, you would think, right? Like how many iterations of Skyrim has there been?
So, yeah, Skyrim grandma, thanks for the thanks for the laughs. I don't know. Like I said, I never.
Flash who die. You know, you gotta scream that. Really,
I don't have a clue what you're.
Have you ever played Skyrim?
No.
Oh, so yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah, but I thought that was crazy. You know, we talk. I mean, this is not something like I'm just curious, like how she got into it. I'm sure she's got the whole story up there somewhere. But like, I mean, how does that happen? Like, how do you become like?
I like with World of Warcraft, for example, we see people like older that play all the time, like all the time. People in their 60s, 70s, 80s, like they love just RPGs like that. They grew up playing things like that. What blows my mind is like Skyrim specifically, because when I think of that game, like that one is strange that appeals. But I mean, hey, if she likes it, let her do her thing. Let her have fun.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. In the same vein, I also came across there's an esports team that's like made up of nothing but old people.
Wouldn't you feel so bad to beat them though?
I can't. Well, like what if I mean I can't remember what they were called, but it was something really creative. We'll get our research team on that real quick, but like it was so funny just seeing like
I want them to win.
Yeah.
I want them to just
can you imagine like losing to that team like
and then
headshot
hearing trash talking after exactly.
Right. Like I don't know, man. Crazy stuff going on like in that realm. Like I don't understand. Like I said, like I think about like that generation of people, and I don't like it. Doesn't strike me.
Yeah, video games just don't connect. Like,
right, it doesn't strike me as a thing that they're going to get into. But the Silver Snipers the Silver Snipers is their esports
sponsored by Pampers.
The average age is 67.
Okay, that's not as bad.
So it's not terrible. Okay.
That's like our parents, man. Like,
but
that's our generation above, right? So I could see that. My dad played a lot of Streets of Rage with us back in the day.
My mom would play like Dr. Mario and Tetris.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
My dad would not touch a video game. Like it was like he was just like that's stupid. Like he would not like it wasn't.
Yeah, it's a generational thing. That was weird. That was what hippies and commies did, right? No self-respecting human being would play video games. Man, what a flip-flopping culture, right?
Yeah.
Like now it's like, oh, you don't play video games? What's wrong with you? You're
right.
Weird,
so anyway, the fact that like, and I know we have at least one person who listens to this podcast who is in that generation, is an older gamer, who was like into, I think, and it's into like arcades and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Beforehand, so
that'd be me. I love arcades, pinball.
Well, yeah,
love it.
But I don't know. Like I just thought, like I think that's interesting that that not only are they out there, but they're good enough to like gain followings and be interesting enough to be like this huge phenomena that like the Skyrim grandma.
I'm not just gonna watch your grandma play a game, not saying a word, but the fact that she can talk and be entertaining while she does it,
and then
something else.
And then also people who are competitive enough at it, to like be an esports team, like. Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't. Not something I had ever thought about. I'm not competitive enough to be on an esports team. Like the Silver Snipers.
I want to play against them.
Let's see how
Silver
bad
Snipers. If you're out there, like the dead tired dads are calling you out.
Oh gosh, we would be murdered.
It'd be fun. It'd be fun to watch.
It would be fun to watch.
Respect your elders.
Man, that's one way to get our name out there. That's what we ought to do. Yeah.
Destroyed by.
We're gonna get destroyed by the Silver Snipers. I'm down for that. So, let's see here. What else have we got? I've got some really exciting news, in my opinion, anyway. Tony Hawk has apparently been talking to Activision again, coming up on Tony Hawk Pro Skater's 25th anniversary. So,
I feel like it's older than that. That's one of those. That's the opposite. I feel like it's been out longer. So
25 years of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I mean, I guess that makes sense. That would have been, I mean,
I
1990.
feel like that was one of the first games that I could sit down and play longer than like 30 minutes and still be entertained.
Oh yeah, I
Like
could
those games back then, like they weren't meant to be.
I could
played for
play that
hours.
game for forever.
Yeah.
That you because you got a 3 minute session, right?
Yeah.
You got 3 minutes to do, to get everything in the level,
Yeah.
and then you have to go back and do it again. Like, and there's always something new, especially in like the first two.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little kind of grounded in reality. Like the more obviously the further along those games went, the more like
I don't consider reality in the same realm.
Right. But, to some extent, like the first couple were, like, yes, like that's something that could sort of happen, obviously not exactly, but there's some, license with that, but
Riding rails for hours and
Right.
then just sitting still on a rail, just floating back and forth. I love the challenge mode where like you get a high score on a piece of something and
graffiti.
I love,
The
that was my
graffiti.
favorite.
Yeah. That one's a ton
I
of
did that a
fun.
lot
You
with
have to,
friends.
you have to get a higher score than your friend
Yeah.
to get it colored right. And you've only got but that was the thing with that. You've got a limited amount of time.
Right.
Which, when they came out with the remaster, I guess a couple years ago, just sitting down and doing that again and like playing it again and being like, man, I understand how I spent so much time playing this game because you just play for 3 minutes. Oh, I can play for another 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I can play
Yeah.
for another
Let's
3
keep it
minutes.
going. Let's keep
And
it
you
going.
play that do that, 20 times and you played for an hour.
Yeah, I was thinking. I thought about the other day, like comparing like games today to our age. We would play for like 5-10 minutes at the most. Like, all right, well, I guess I'm done with that. Let's go play outside. Let's go do something else. But games today, like you have to invest. Like you've got to spend all this time.
Yeah.
But that was one of the ones where like you didn't even realize like an hour or two gone by. Like, wow, this game is amazing.
Yep. And it's just so much fun. So anyway, I don't know what that means that he's in talks.
Right.
I don't know if that means that there's a new one that they're going to come out with or if they'll release another
So,
remaster.
That would be Microsoft now too,
Oh,
because Microsoft owns Activision.
that's true.
So, maybe that's a good thing,
That-
a bad thing. We'll see.
That'll
Means to be
probably be on Game Pass,
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Speaking of Skyrim is on Game Pass. So if you haven't tried out Skyrim, you should try out Skyrim. Now's your time.
I don't have Game Pass. I should subscribe
yeah.
to Game Pass for a little bit just so I can
I'll
take
say,
advantage
like,
of my console.
The
But
last month or two, maybe 3, it's been slim. Like there's
Yeah.
not been a lot of great stuff on there. So it used to is like I would just log in. I check it probably once a month. Like, oh, that's cool. I'll download that. Some games I'll try for 5 minutes. Like, yeah, I would never buy this. And other games I'm like, oh, this is actually a really cool game. And then I'll delete it 2 or 3 months later
Yeah.
to get the next one.
Yeah,
But
no, I
it's
did
like,
that.
I feel like you're renting, just like in
yeah,
the old
when
days,
I
right?
had it on when I had a Game Pass for PC,
Yeah.
that's what it felt like. It was like, oh yeah, this game is fun, and I'll play it, for 3 hours, and then
Yeah.
I'll never touch it again. And be
Yeah,
like,
it's like I never
oh
wanna
yeah, that
invest
game
in
was really
this.
cool, and never mind that.
You know what I've been playing on there? You guys have been on these game reviews, and I'm listening like, yeah, that's cool, that's cool. Matt's been playing house renovation games. Never thought that would come out of my
No.
my mouth, but yeah, I forgot the name of it. It's House something, House
No.
Flipper, House, but it's on that
Nice.
the pass.
Is it the power? They've got that pressure washer
They got
game
pressure
on there.
wash. I've spent enough time on that one too, but this one
It's no lawnmower simulator.
it's not a lawnmower simulator, but there's something about it. It's so stupid. But as I'm doing this, even Rachel's watching me and my wife, and she's like, "Why don't you just do that to our house?" I'm like, "No, this is more fun." So I'm like,
Because that takes actual work.
yeah, I can pretend I'm doing it. I can install a toilet in 2 minutes and not break a sweat on a game.
Oh man. Let's see. Last bit of news that I've got here. I didn't know this was a thing, and I never played this game. But they just they recently wrapped filming on a Watch Dogs movie.
Oh, weird! I didn't know they were making a movie.
I know, right?
Okay.
So I remember when Watch Dogs was announced and came out, like it
Yeah.
looked really cool and interesting, and then I felt like it kind of flopped. Like it wasn't. It was kind of like
Really cool concept. I played it, I think, on the pass actually, and I remember like, yeah, this is a neat idea. It just, I don't know. It felt like a limited Grand Theft Auto. Like it felt like okay, I've done this before, but it had some unique stuff to it. I didn't get super in deep with it, but it was
like I said,
time waster.
It looked interesting, and I remember seeing it when it came out and being like, man, that looks like a fun game. Mm-hmm. Kind of modern day Assassin's Creed is kind of what I felt like it looked like.
Yeah.
But then like all the reviews started coming in, and I was just like, oh, well, never mind. Like,
I wonder if
maybe not.
There's two, right? There's
Watch Dogs 2 came out. Yeah,
that one did any better.
I don't know, but the fact that they made a movie out of it just kind of boggles the mind.
I didn't think it was that popular. I guess.
Yeah,
it is, but I'd be curious.
Does it need to be that popular for them to make a movie out of it at this point?
I guess not. I think now's a good chance. Hollywood's nothing's new, everything's rehashed, right? So maybe this is the next step. Maybe we can take these video games and turn them into something. But I just hate that all of them can't stick to the source. Like none of them can stick.
No.
Like, did you play this game? Like,
no, absolutely not.
What are you doing?
Absolutely not.
Which gives me a little bit of trepidation for BioShock, but I'm super pumped about BioShock. But I'm also like,
when's that one coming out? Do you know? Have they announced
TBD? Yeah, okay. It's Netflix. I'm surprised it hasn't.
Gotcha. But, so, well, I mean, if it's got to be better than Borderlands, right?
Apparently, yeah. Wow, man, the reviews on that.
I didn't see that one, but I've barely played.
Either.
I've barely played Borderlands except for that one night that we all got together and played it. But
I'm not a big it was fun, but the casting, even before you see it and you see the trailer, this is weird, right? Like this.
And then the Minecraft movie, I don't remember if we talked about that in our August episode or not, but that one, maybe we didn't.
I feel like they're so behind.
Minecraft movie,
they're so behind. Yeah. If they were gonna do a Minecraft movie, it should have been 5-6 years ago,
10 years ago.
Even 10 years.
Yeah,
I remember playing the Minecraft in gosh, when was that? 2008. 2009. It's old on the computer, when it was still in beta and they were creating and all. Yeah. That. But it probably reached its peak.
It was 2010 or 2011 because it was after I was married that it came out. Yeah. So yeah.
But it reached its peak. It's already passed, right? I know people still playing it.
Yeah, but it's not.
But the hype is.
The hype is not there. So I don't know.
That's they're gonna create a Roblox movie in 20 years from now. You kind of missed it, guys. What are you doing?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious why they can't. What would be smart is get together Microsoft, do this. Come up with a game, or if there's one I know there's one you're brewing, they all are. Work with Hollywood now. Release them close to the same time.
Right. Come out with the movie at the same. So that's actually an interesting point.
Right.
So it used to be the case that a movie would come out and then they make a game off of it.
Yeah. But then you'd say the movie is great, but the game sucks, right?
Right. What
Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Right. What if you did that opposite, where it's here's our game concept. This is what the game is going to be. Here's the storyline for the game. You go make a movie out of it. We've got the game, and that would be really cool.
You know who could do it and who never will?
No, I don't,
because I'm a huge fanboy. Is Blizzard. If you ever watch their cinematics, they are you can't argue this. They have the best cinematics of any game company that's ever it's incredible. Diablo, StarCraft, even going back, they have incredible cinematics. Okay, they did make a movie that sucked, right? But if they could, I want to play a game, be in that world, see a movie based on it, and then see those places in the game.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be awesome, actually.
Right.
That would be man, that would be really cool.
That kind of synergy, man. But I don't know if they work together that way. I don't know if there's really any movie studios that work well. I mean, you could say the TV shows like The Last of Us and stuff are doing well.
Yeah.
Sony. There you go. Sony. Drop Marvel and start doing games. You can give up.
Right. Yeah. For real.
Drop the Venom, man. It's just not.
It's not working.
Anyway, I do want to see a Venom horse. I'm excited about
the new Venom movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the way that we went and saw. Was it you and I that went and saw the second Venom together?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a fun romp, but it's a terrible movie.
It felt like a fan fiction, right? It felt okay, this is all right, but Woody Harrelson. what an awful, like, I love Woody Harrelson, but what a weird choice. Like, I didn't get it. It was weird.
I don't know. But yeah, there's so much. And then I didn't even bother, going to see Madam Web.
Oh, I
Like,
didn't either. It came out on Netflix and I watched it.
Oh, is it
when I
so
say
bad?
watched, I was like, oh, this has got to be over soon, right?
Oh God.
It's not as bad as Morbius, but both of those are same level.
Yeah,
They're
right.
both awful.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, Sony should definitely give up on making Marvel movies and try to, like, I don't know, let's see a Spyro movie.
Hey, why
Like,
not?
Yeah,
Sonic
like,
is doing well. I mean, I love the first two Sonics.
Yeah, I still haven't watched the second Sonic movie.
They're pretty good.
The first one's great.
Yeah.
Take
Beloved, like, they're still trying to sell Spyro everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, my kid got one out of, like, a Happy Meal from somewhere. It's like, Spyro's still around?
Yeah, they recently came out with, like, the original, like, they did a remaster of the Spyro trilogy. So I don't know, like, that's an interesting concept for sure. Like, let's release a game and release a movie next to it. I think that would be really cool.
At least at the very least, don't wait years after and then try to make something.
Right.
Because
by
the time you got all these fans, they've created their own universes, they've created their own fan fiction, their own all this stuff, and now you're trying to go back and honor that, and it's not working because you're creating something new and trying to make people fall in love with it who've never seen it. But it's already this huge, like Minecraft. Everybody and their mom has heard of Minecraft. So you can really screw this up. And you will.
And you probably already have.
Yeah, you probably already have.
Oh, so. No, we didn't talk about this at all because I saw a clip or I saw a picture where they missed the green screen in the editing. You can see, like, someone's got, like, their arm up in the air and you can see, like, the outline of the green screen behind their hair or something like that. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Like, you released this?
Like, and this is, like... Yeah, this is a thing that's coming out, so I don't know.
I say that like I know. Oh, it's so easy to edit that. Well, get rid of that, right? But still, this is professional level. The money behind it, like yeah.
There's no excuse for that.
It's a cash grab.
Yeah, it's people absolutely a cash grab.
Well, be careful I say that.
Well,
fans aren't as like they. You got to be careful with what they love.
Right. And that's why Nintendo is so protective of its properties, right? Like that's why.
How long did it take to make another Nintendo movie? Right. Like the Mario, which was great. They
did
a great
it's
job.
a great Mario. Like, so like. You have to. You can throw out fan service all day, like, and they did. There was a lot of fan service in the Mario movie, but it's also just a fun movie.
Yeah.
So like, do both.
If you don't even like Mario or don't even care that much about Nintendo, like, this is a fun movie. This is good.
Same with like Detective Pikachu. Like, I don't like Pokemon. Like that's a well established fact on this show. Like I'm not a Pokemon fan.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Detective Pikachu is a fun movie. Like I watched it and it was good.
My kids didn't like it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
My kids didn't like it.
But anyway, there is a way to do it that can be, for the fans, that can be kind of cash grabby to some extent.
Are there any like successful video game to movie adaptations? What would you say?
Video game to movie adaptation. So
video game first, went to movie, and it was good, successful.
So I don't know how you define success in this realm. Like, so there are games that they made that were from the movie to the video game that I did enjoy. Mm-hmm. So two of them come to mind. Both of them I played on the PlayStation 2. The first one that I'll mention is Episode 3, Star Wars Episode 3, the game. I thought that
game. I remember that.
That was really cool. It's go through stages, so you play through each stage, and then at the end of the game, this is a spoiler, so it's the 30 years later or whatever, not quite, but so here's a spoiler. At the end of the game, the last stage, you're Obi-Wan and you're fighting Anakin on Mustafar, and you beat Anakin, and really challenging, and then it unlocks a bonus stage where you're Anakin fighting Obi-Wan.
Oh, that's cool.
And if you beat that stage, Anakin kills Obi-Wan. And then the Emperor comes down the ramp and he's like, "Welcome to the dark side, young apprentice." And Anakin stabs the Emperor and is like, "No, I'm the Emperor now." And like that's the end of the game. And like, I just thought like I
That's
remember
a fun little Easter egg. Why
like
not?
I remember
Yeah,
playing
have
that
fun
and
with
being
it.
like, "That's really cool."
Huh.
The other one that I thought was really fun is an X-Men game. It was released at the same time or around the same time as X-Men 2. And it was X-Men 2 Wolverine's Revenge.
Oh, yeah, I remember that game.
And it featured Mark Hamill. So these two are tied together because it's Star Wars. Mark Hamill was the voice of Wolverine.
Weird.
Yeah, but he did a great job with it.
Weird.
It did not follow the movie in any way, shape, or
Right, of
form. It's a
course.
completely different game, completely different thing. But it was a fun game. I enjoyed it. I liked that game. I would, I should go back and play that one. Actually, I think I might.
There you go.
So those are the two that come to mind. There was also another Wolverine game that got a lot of good reviews that came out after, that was actually the game was better than the movie. It was from X-Men Origins Wolverine, and the X-Men Origins Wolverine video game was way better than the movie. But it was like rated M for mature and like incredibly violent and bloody, and like you like cut people, like as you're cutting people, like their like limbs are like rolling away, like Xbox 360
Yikes.
graphic type stuff. But like anyway,
Very graphic.
so yeah, those are the two though.
I'm trying to think, and just I can't. Like, I don't know. Maybe there is. If someone mentioned, like, okay, yeah, I could see that. But like, when I think of it was a game first turned into a movie, nothing comes to mind to me that was like, even though it was just something I really liked, like really enjoyed. Like, they did a great job with that game. Oh, that's so cool. But no.
Yeah, no, I can't think of anything that's like major, like a major blockbuster hit that was like also a major blockbuster game.
Yeah.
Like I said,
It's probably why they don't want to touch it, right? They're
Right.
Like, it's not.
right.
It's been proven that it doesn't work.
I don't
well.
think that there are many people out there that are just dying for the next movie to come out that they're going to play the game of, because it's always been a disappointment. Of course, they haven't done it in years, right? Like that hasn't happened in years.
It really hasn't. It was so funny though, because there was this weird synergy at one point where it was like, I don't know what year it was, but we could probably look this up. I feel like a movie came out and there had to be a game.
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And the game was usually terrible.
Absolutely.
You're
Well,
like, "Oh, this is awful."
it started, back
Mission
on the
Impossible.
Genesis. Yeah, like I have like a copy of Batman Forever for the Sega
Oh,
Genesis.
yeah. Oh, I hated
And
that game.
That game is
I hated
awful.
that game.
The game is absolutely terrible.
Dog crap.
But,
I hate that
well, I
game.
guess we want to talk about crappy games that, I mean, obviously, E.T. like it's in my Atari right now.
A game that has nothing to do with anything with the movie.
Like that
Looks
is
like
100% like, I remember watching a documentary where like, the guy who made it, like he went into Atari the next day and like someone was like, "Nobody blames you."
It's not your fault.
It's not,
It's
yeah,
not your
basically.
fault. It's not your
Basically, but like the amount of stress that guy was under to create that game is just astronaut. Like there's a great documentary about it. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, we've gone a little over here, and that's okay.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's
Sorry.
good. We haven't had Matt on for a long time, and so
Yeah.
you get some extra dosage there of him.
Hope I
So
can come back if they'll
Yeah.
let me. We'll see.
Matt, you are always welcome at this table. So thanks so much for listening and for joining us on this journey through the news of video games and also some other tangential things. So we appreciate your ears. We appreciate you listening to the podcast. If you could, just do all the things. Subscribe, like, share. Sharing is caring. And let your friends know. And we will catch you on the next...
Hey, do something fun, guys. Do we have like a way to them to contact us? We should do like send in some questions. Let us know. You guys on Facebook?
Send us a Facebook message. We're on Facebook. If you want to send us a message on Facebook, we'll answer questions if you have them. We can start that as a segment if we get any questions.
Absolutely, that'd be
we'll
kind
do
of
that
fun,
as a segment.
Right? We do shout outs. We'll give you got some shout outs.
Absolutely.
Give us some ideas for games to review. If you guys want to see us do some Let's Play and you want to, start that'd be kind of fun.
We can do Let's Plays. We have the technology. It does exist.
I thought about some Portal 2 since we talked about that
We
a few
did.
months ago.
Yeah.
And you haven't done the co-op yet? It could be
I've not done the
fun.
co-op yet on
could
Portal
have some
2.
fun with it.
We could have some fun with that. So, all right. That's going to do it for this episode of the Dead Tired Dads podcast. Thanks again for listening. We will catch you on the next episode.
Bye-bye.